Hello my beautiful friends. Welcome to Blow Up, where Reddit secrets ignite into wild tales. Today we've got 6 insane family secrets, think twisted fates, heartbreak recoveries, and brutal truths. Ready to dive in? Smash that like button, subscribe, and let's blow this up. I've been processing my dad's death from when I was a child, and I recently received the police report. But I've been reflecting on some of my experiences. I've known my dad died suicide by cops since I was 5. He died when I was 2. But when I was 17, my psychology class was doing a segment on suicide, so I asked my mom to tell me what really happened. A lot of it was in the police report, the parts that weren't are being processed. But one thing she told me, that during the standoff, they were called to stop my dad from killing himself, and they SWAT team surrounded his house because he threatened my aunt that he'd kill her too if she didn't stop trying to get him not to kill himself. My dad was friends with most of the officers. He had been in the police training academy. During the standoff, my mom was on the phone trying to negotiate with him to stop. But during that, one of the officers was behind a shed and he said to my mom, "Better tell P to move or I'll shoot him." This man was my mom's best friend's husband. And one of the kids I went to school with dad. The next day I had my psychology class and the officer's son sat in the front of the same row I was in. We listened to a lecture on suicide and mental health. After a 5-hour standoff, my dad had walked out with a jammed gun and the other officers shot him. I don't think he even knew what happened to my real dad. He knew my stepdad, who was a cop. I doubt he knew my father threatened to kill his dad. That if my dad wasn't bluffing, my classmate's son's life would have been destroyed like mine. It's such a thing to sit with. Fate. And how people are tied together. Talk about a classroom plot twist. OP's dad nearly took out their classmates. Dad. I bet that psych lecture felt like a personal horror movie. Fate's out. Here playing chess while OP's just trying to pass the class. That's a fate-fueled mind bender. If you were OP, how would you handle sitting behind that kid after learning the truth? Would you tell them or keep it buried like OP? Is this cosmic coincidence creepy or just wild? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've had a family secret tie you to someone unexpected, spill it. I'm all ears for more blow-up-worthy twists. That standoff story's got more layers than a thriller flick. Fate's wild. Blow Up crew, you're rocking it with us. Our next tale from Reddit is a love story that rose from the ashes. If you're loving these secrets, smash that like button and let's keep the drama rolling. My partner, 26M, and I, 23F, have fixed our relationship and fallen in love all over again, and I love him so much. I came from an abusive home and he allowed me to move in with him 3 months into our relationship. Our honeymoon phase lasted 2 years. Soon resentment built up over lack of communication and small things. We were arguing every single day, not being intimate and opting to even just not speak to each other, apologizing every single day but still continuing the cycle. It was relentless and heartbreaking to us both. Then one day he turned around and broke down after 2 years of never opening up to me. He told me if this continues he cannot stay with me. Cue me breaking down too. So I went to therapy and he got diagnosed for ADHD and started medication. We worked on ourselves separately, although still in a relationship. It was lonely to go to sleep at night without cuddling, but it was worth it. Cue to today, now 5 years into our relationship, and we are in love in a whole new, deeper way. Our arguments now are solved within 5 minutes of simply communicating with each other. We have both matured enough to know and acknowledge why we have outbursts or mean streaks and immediately fix them. We give each other space when we need it and communicate our needs. I love him so much. I let down my walls for him because he taught me how to. I have so much trust in him, and I know if this ever ends, it will be the biggest heartbreak of my life, and I accept that. And if it does, I will not regret giving myself to him on this level. I love my boyfriend, and for the first time in my life, I know he loves me too. These two went from breakup central to love's MVP list. I bet their arguments now are like, "Babe, you forgot to say I'm right." Fixed in 5 minutes flat. Someone get this couple a rom-com deal. That's a love story comeback. If you were OP, how would you rebuild a crumbling relationship? Would you grind through therapy like they did or call it quits? Is this a fairy tale fix or real grit? Tell me below. And if you've revived a romance, share your story. I'm craving more blow-up-worthy feels. That love fix was sweeter than a rom-com ending. Heart melted. Blow Up squad, you're killing it. Our next story from Reddit is a trust test gone wrong with a phone swap. If you're hooked, hit that like button and let's dive into more Reddit chaos. It started off as a dumb trust challenge kind of thing. We were just chilling and talking about how couples always say they have nothing to hide. So I was like, alright, let's prove it. Switch phones for 24 hours, no deleting, no Snooping, just live with it. She laughed. Said sure. Gave me her phone, I gave her mine. All cool, right? Bro, not even 3 hours in and she starts acting weird. Like jumpy. Kept asking what I was doing on the phone, if I checked her socials, her messages. I said, nah, just chilling watching TikToks. Then she goes quiet. 15 minutes later she's like, hey, can we cancel the challenge? I thought she was joking. She wasn't. She looked stressed. Like genuinely scared. Said she's not in the right headspace for this and that it's giving her anxiety. I handed it back without saying a word. She cried. I never even opened her texts. Didn't need to. Shit changed after that. Still trying to figure out if I'm overreacting or if my gut just got confirmation without even needing proof. Girlfriend folded faster than a cheap lawn chair in a phone swap. I bet she's got secrets juicier than a soap opera. Opie's out here like, TikTok's all I need. While she's sweating bullets, someone get her a chill pill. That's a trust bust. Phew. We're OP, how would you handle your partner panicking over a phone swap? What? You suspect something like he did or brush it off? Is she hiding dirt or just anxious? Drop your take below. And if you've tested trust and it backfired, spill it. I'm ready for more blow-up-worthy drama. That phone swap flipped from fun to freaky real quick. Secrets much? Blow up crew, your champs. Our next story from Reddit is an XMIL call that unleashed some truth bombs. If you're loving these secrets, hit subscribe and let's keep the Reddit fireworks popping. About a month ago, my XMIL messaged me asking if we could talk. She used to treat me like almost like a daughter, very understanding and warm person. Always kind to me. But extremely lenient towards her son, whom she spoiled. Rotten, quite literally, well, not exactly literally, but YK. So I said okay. And she called me on the phone. She told me this whole story about how my ex-FIL is going broke and how everything has been getting more expensive. She told me about my ex's last girlfriend, which lasted only a few months, and about his ex-wife, whom he married after we broke up, and that lasted a year. So what she wanted was to ask me for help, for me to give a statement attesting to his good character, because his ex-wife is suing him, accusing him of SABC. She's autistic, she didn't get into detail, and stalking. The thing is, this relationship ended about 5 years ago. I thank the gods to this day that I was able to escape that hellhole. He was never physically abusive to me. Well, except for the coerced sex, which happened more often than I care to admit. But he would verbally trample me, like literally argue every thing I said, every idea, even my feelings. He rationalized everything and found ways to convince me that logically my feelings were wrong. He convinced me I didn't have any friends anymore. He pulled me away from my family. He would manipulate everybody around him, including his parents, who just thought he was very bright. He would say that home chores were demeaning, and therefore he wouldn't do them, and the house would be dumpster for days and days. He would not even do the dishes. Meanwhile, I was finishing law school and working an internship, basically sleeping no more than 6 every day. And he was unemployed, had already finished his degree, and just stayed at home all day playing video games. We lived together for 6 years. My only regret was not leaving sooner. He would be rude to waiters and pretty much every worker. He would speak a lot and very fast and very loud in a way that no one could get a word in, much less a full sentence. Once I got sick, puking and sweating with the flu. I asked for help and he said he couldn't do anything. I had to call Mother, who brought me meds and soup and sat with me. Once he threatened to kill himself if I left him. He told me multiple times he believed sex was not about pleasure but about power. Knowing it was important to me, he would withhold it. He pretty much broke me, and though I'm much better now, I'm still healing. Some months ago he reached out saying that he had broken up with his girlfriend and that we should speak again. BC, how come he wouldn't have me in his life anymore? And also he was going to the gym and he was testes at a high testosterone level, and that religious girls were worse than feminists. BC, at least we were sincere. Like he said some crazy shit that was on WhatsApp. Blocked without responding. He then proceeded to message me on Insta, which I blocked, then had the audacity of sending an SMS. I blocked him there too. Blocked him everywhere. Didn't even listen to the voice notes or open the pictures. I don't want to know. So yeah, when his mother called me asking for help, I told her I'm sorry, I feel your pain as a mother and I even sympathize, but I cannot get involved and I will not say something that I cannot attest is true. And yeah, I got mad and ended up telling her a thing or two about her precious son. She and every friend of his and his family are definitely blocked for good now. And once again I thank the gods I was able to leave that situation behind. Truly, from the bottom of my heart. XML thought she'd get a character reference, got a roast instead. I bet. She's still clutching her pearls while OP's like, your son's a trash fire. Bye. Someone get this lady a reality check. She raised a monster, not a saint. That's a truth bomb drop. If you were OP, how would you handle an XML? Begging for a favor after that nightmare? Would you spill the tea like she did? Or stay quiet? Is the mom naive or just in denial? Tell me below. You faced an ex's family post-breakup. Share it. I'm dying for more blow-up-worthy drama. That XML call went from plea to payback real fast. OP's a legend. Blow up squad, you're the best. Our next story from Reddit is a business bust that broke a couple's dreams. If you're hooked, hit that like button and let's dive into more family fallout. I didn't think I would be making this post. I really thought it was going to be something different. But we are not that lucky. And so my husband and I had to make the decision to close our doors. All the rework we thought we were going to get from clients in California from the wildfires didn't happen. We had 2 clients in Germany and Austria who pulled out because while they said it wasn't anything we did wrong, they didn't want to do business with any American companies if possible. That it was nothing personal. Just business. The new tariffs or taxes are killing us when it comes to our materials. All the work we had has since been done and nothing coming in. Even the repair shop hasn't had anything and the showroom is at an all-time low. We are going to sell what we have and then it's done. We have enough to offer an 8-week severance package to our employees. My husband told our employees today that their last day will be Friday and their severance package will be available then and will start then. Their package will be 8 weeks pay. Any and all vacation time they are owed and 8 weeks for their medical, dental and vision coverages. My husband was offered his old job back at his old company and I'm going to hopefully go back to school for my nursing degree and get hired at the hospital as a unit secretary. So we will be okay. Not really happy. But still at least we have jobs and income. We are hoping that we will be able to sell the building. Our biggest worry was our laser. I'm really happy we made the decision to lease it rather than buy it so we can just return in. The company was amazing about it, saying they are getting a lot of that right now. It was really depressing. All the hard work we did in preparing, research and everything else. We were making money. We were having a great time. Business went from boom to bust faster than a bad sitcom. I bet they thought, wildfires? Jobs galore. Nope, just tariffs and tumbleweeds. At least the laser's safe. Someone get this couple a Survivor Economy Edition badge. That's a dream-crushing blow. If you were OP, how would you cope with losing a business you built? Would you bounce back like they're trying or call it a day? Is this just bad luck or a brutal market? Tell me below. And if you've faced a big loss, share your story. I'm ready for more blow-up-worthy feels. That business collapse hit hard. Tough break. Blow up crew, your legends. Our final story from Reddit is a raw look at homelessness and human cruelty. If you're loving these secrets, hit subscribe and let's wrap this up with a heavy hitter. Over the past year I've been homeless and have struggled every day. I find it really hard to feed myself and I'm cold most nights. I found myself in this situation due to an injury I had at work years ago. I sadly couldn't work and my rent built up and I was evicted. The government won't house me because they claim to not have a duty of care towards me. I'm sick of being poor and hungry and I've just had enough. I go to the church once a week to be fed but they won't allow me to sleep inside the church. My family can't help because they've said I'm a grown man and need to create my own life. I would happily work myself out of this situation, but with my injury it causes me to limp and I'm in constant pain. I live in the forest just outside of the town center and it's hard enough without the constant pain shooting through my legs. Being homeless has shown me how cruel humans can be. I've had my tent slashed, my bike destroyed and people making comments. I believe I'm a strong individual. But there's only so much one person can take. My campsite was put on the local Facebook page. Not for being dirty but just someone claiming I'm a danger to dogs and children. Yeah. Your children are the ones that knifed my tent and destroyed my bike, which is the only thing that gave my legs a rest. I have always been welcoming to people and offered them tea but they just give me looks and move on. People out here treating OP's tent like it's a piñata. Rude. I bet they're like dangerous. He's got tea. Kids slashing stuff while OP's just trying to survive. Someone get this guy a fortress and a medal. That's a brutal reality check. If you were OP, how would you handle people trashing your life while you're down? Would you keep offering tea or fight? Back. Are folks evil or just clueless? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've faced cruelty in tough times, share it. I'm hungry for more blow-up worthy stories. Those secrets were wild. Which one hit you hardest? Tell me below. I'm reading every comment. Smash that like button and subscribe for more Reddit fire. Thanks for chilling with me. Next time we've got crazier tales. You won't want to miss it. Catch you then.